The Germany that we know today is a tolerant nation at the heart of Europe. It's the powerhouse of the European Union, an economically stable and industrially productive country that's exemplary in welcoming refugees and in opposing acts of Western aggression like the Iraq War. So it's staggering that only 70 years ago it was a land of rubble. There was mile after mile of flattened buildings, scattered with corpses and empty of human life, except when the few inhabitants who did remain emerged out of the bomb craters or basements where they were living to scavenge for food. It was teeming with millions of refugees who'd been rendered homeless by the Allied bombing or by the ruthless expansion and racial policies of the Third Reich. So what happened to turn around the country so quickly, both economically and morally? Was it actually Britain who was fundamentally responsible for forging the European Union? And was the EU in its early days more a cultural than an economic entity? In their role as occupiers of this divided country, the British had a mission to reconstruct Germany physically. But what I think is much less known today is that they also saw themselves as having a cultural mission. They sent in a surprisingly large cohort of writers, filmmakers and intellectuals to reconstruct culture in their zone, partly along British lines. And they hoped in the process to inculcate the values of tolerance and democracy that they saw as having been lost during the Third Reich. In my book, The Bitter Taste of Victory, I tell the story of 20 of these cultural figures who were sent in by both Britain and America, and I investigate what they managed to achieve when they were there. Among my cast are the British writers Stephen Spender, W.H. Auden, and Rebecca West, and the British filmmaker Humphrey Jennings. So this is the big picture, and then we also have a team of researchers looking at more specific aspects of the cultural occupation.
When thinking about the question, did Britain shape contemporary Germany, you need look no further than German TV, radio, or the German newspaper Die Welt, which was founded by the British in Hamburg in their zone of occupation, as the official organ for British military government.
The brainchild of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the United Nations, was also founded in this historical moment and also had the aim of preserving the peace. Its cultural arm, UNESCO, was set up here in London. Delegates believed that since wars began in the minds of men, it is in the minds of men that the defences of peace must be constructed.
So one of the most exciting things for me about the Beyond Enemy Lines project is the way in which it forces us to question some of those fundamental assumptions we have about what Germany is, what German culture is, and Germany's relationship with the wider European Union.
So please do explore our website and read our publications to find out more about this strange moment of German history and its importance both to contemporary Germany and contemporary Europe. And at a moment when Britain's future in Europe is now in doubt, it seems doubly crucial to remember the origins of the EU and how vital a part Britain played in it.